Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to do a tour of my studio in New York City. So there's honestly not much to show because it's just a hallway and a bedroom or like a living space. So I think what I'll do at the end is I'll talk about how to afford living in New York City, and the tips I'm going to talk about, I think it's pretty universal. At the end of the day, it really comes down to knowing what you're willing to give up and knowing what you're not willing to give up. So if tomorrow, if YouTube just disappears and if my apartment gets taken away from me, if everything gets taken away from me, I think I'd still be happy and content where I am. These things are nice and it brings me joy, but my joy and happiness is not rooted in having these things and having a place like this. Okay, let's start with, right when you enter through the door, you see the stove and you see the shoe rack. I actually just put this together earlier today. You guys have seen my older videos. You saw how my shoes are just usually scattered everywhere on the floor. Not anymore. Okay, and then there's also this. This is also, so these two are from Ikea. I'm not really sure what you guys want to see, so let's talk about the aesthetics, the design for a sec. I love the stainless steel backsplash. I'm usually more of a white subway tile kind of gal, but this mixed with the quartz countertop with the dark floors with the gray cabinets, I'm a fan. It was love at first sight. So there's one thing that I do want to show you guys. Okay, dishwasher is always kind of open because I never actually use the dishwasher to wash dishes. I just use it as a drying rack. But let me show you guys this. Super cool. Okay, ready? So I feel like this is probably one of the top 3 purchases for my apartment. The other one is right here. It's the KitchenAid blender. It was $750, but I found it on Craigslist brand new for $250. This is probably my best purchase. Second best purchase is the little knife, this thing. Yeah. Okay, nice green clean supplies. Love these little mason jars and bamboo reusable utensils, reusable straws. Make matcha lattes with collagen every morning with that. Here's a little fruit bowl and snacks just in case. And let's just go here. So I feel like I've showed you guys this area already. This letterboard is from Amazon. The print is from Etsy. It's of no face in a bowl of ramen. This is real. This is fake from Ikea. And what else? There's this mirror. Hey guys. So yeah, this is pretty much the kitchen. Do you guys have any questions? Teach me how to do this. It's my brother's life purpose. I like having it on my fridge just as a reminder of what's most important to me. And look, there's him, there's me. Yeah, these are some notes from you guys. Thank you, Allie. I love you. This is from my best friend, Portia. And these little pins are from Karina. Thank you guys so much. Ooh, okay. And one other thing, I've talked about this in the past. All the things that I have in my apartment, I know it's not as, it used to be very minimal where I didn't have any photos. I didn't have any of these like little reminders or little things or even prints, but I got to a point where I was like, I want to get things that remind me of important reminders. So for example, this rabbit is from Alice in Wonderland. It's from my friend Katie, and it just reminds me of being punctual and being on time because I'm never punctual and never on time. Something I'm working on. No face reminds me of our external state as a mere reflection of our internal state. So what we see in others, the things that we find unappealing in others is actually a reflection of the things we find unappealing in ourselves. So with that, okay, moving on. Okay, so I'll show you guys the bathroom really quick. It's really messy because I threw everything that I didn't want in my room in here. So yeah, okay, that's bathroom. That's me. Okay, you guys get the feel of it. All right, so we'll leave. When you start walking this way, there will be a closet right here. And then this is where all the coats are, as well as all like the cleaning supplies. And on the top right here are heels that I have yet to wear. I honestly haven't worn a single pair of heels in like the past year since I moved here, but I keep it because it's like, but what if I need to wear that thing that one time? Okay, here's my bookshelf. This is another print from Spirited Away's Haku in dragon form. That's my family, my cousins, all the cousins and our grandparents. This print, my best friend drew it for me. It's of 11 and the boys. Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure if this is actually Kobe's rookie card, but it might be. So if it is, this is the greatest of all time. The Warriors just won, but Kobe will forever be #1 in my heart. These are the books. My parents, my cousins, my brother. Books that some of these I've read, some of these I'm gonna read. More books. Big fan of mason jars, as you guys can see. Good amount of you guys have asked where this desk is from. It is from the Container Store, and then I'll link everything down below. I believe it's like the Java leaning shelf desk. If you guys Google that, you'll be able to find alternatives as well. Tip number 1 for how to afford living in New York City is you can actually find a lot of really great deals on Craigslist. I know it can seem super sketchy, and it goes without saying that you should be very, very careful of buying things off of Craigslist, but because so many people are moving in and out of the city every single day, every single week, and these are mostly working class professionals who are not going to do anything too crazy to you, can find a lot of things. So this chair, I believe it was a part of a dining set. I got it for $80, probably retails for like 200, probably from CB2. And this little acrylic console, I think it is from CB2, and I'm not sure how much it retailed for, but I got this set. So there's 1, 2, the third one, it's in there. It all nests together. I believe I got all of these for $60. And this star print, this is called the Night Sky. I got it from nightsky.io. What else? Okay, so this couch is from Ikea. I love how white it is. When I moved into this beautiful white space, I was like, okay, I want everything to be white. And I wanted a couch that was like a cloud, but still structural enough. And this is it. It's super comfortable. I've slept on it a few times. It's great. I don't know why I slept on it, because my bed is literally right here, but like, you know, sometimes that happens. You just pass out by accident. And this lamp, I also got it from Craigslist. I believe it's either West Elm or Crate and Barrel or Pottery Barn, one of those. I think I got this for 100. And I got this plant from the same owner of this beautiful arc lamp. And this is a rubber tree. It's grown significantly since I got it, which is great because usually I'm not the best at taking care of plants. So this is very minimal maintenance. And what else? Okay, bed, just on the floor. The reason why bed is on the floor is because I could not be bothered getting a bed frame, and I kept putting it off because I felt like I already spent so much money furnishing my place. It's just one of those things that I just never end up getting around to. Yeah, and then I'll show you guys my closet really quickly. 2 closets in this place. One is the little one I just showed you guys earlier on this side, and then this is the bigger closet. And this mesh drawer is from the Container Store. This is from Amazon. It's just where I put all the things that I don't want to deal with, but I will get to eventually. Air purifier. Alrighty, so that was a quick tour of my studio. Now let's talk about how to afford living in a city like New York, or living on your own, or just anything about finances and existence and budgeting and having the right mindset in life. There's a few things. The first one is mentality, having the right mindset. You know you need to hustle if you want to live in a city like New York City. The second thing is budgeting. It is so important to know what you're spending your money on and how much money you're spending a month, and to not spend more than you are making. And the last thing, which I think is the most important thing, it's your purpose. Why do you need to live in a city? Why do you need to live alone? this is just knowing what you want and knowing that you have to work really hard to get the things that you have if you don't already have these things. For example, me wanting to live in the city, me wanting to furnish my apartment nicely, but me not having as much budget as I would like to decorate it like a West Elm catalog or a Crate and Barrel catalog. What I did was I bought most of the things off Craigslist that I felt safe buying from someone else. My bed and my couch were brand new. I feel like something as personal as your bed and something as personal as your couch, those are the two things that I don't know, I didn't feel right buying it from someone else, but almost everything else, as you guys saw earlier, were from Craigslist. That's like one way of kind of, I was gonna say like life hack. It kind of is a life hack. You're saving so much money on things that are practically brand new. So that goes with like the mentality or the mindset of, if you know you want certain things, what is a way to get to the end result without doing the things that you normally have to do? And this would just be like paying the full retail price. When I first moved to New York City in 2015, I went through all of my expenses to really see what is the bare minimum that I can get by. I brought it down to $400 or $500, not including rent. That might seem like a lot to some of you guys, or it might not, but if it seems like a lot to you, it's because living expenses in New York is significantly higher than most places around the world. Budgeting is also mindset, right? Knowing that you can spend significantly less money doing things yourself, like making a smoothie yourself every morning instead of paying $10 for a smoothie. Those are all little things that you can do to save money here and there. And I feel like if you guys are interested in this, let me know. Maybe I can make a different video that's more articulate, because right now I feel like I'm just sharing openly the things that I've been doing. So with that, knowing that I wanted to live here and knowing that I was going to be working at a nonprofit media company, so I wasn't making that much money, I knew I had to have another source of income. And what I did, as you can see from this playlist, I did a lot of thrifting to resell, and that was how I made a couple $1,000s extra a month to be able to support myself, to be able to live not on a $500 budget. That's just goes back to mentality of like trying to find different alternatives or trying to find different solutions to help you get to where you want to be, and not being afraid of hustling, not being afraid of trying, not being afraid of failing to learn or to improve or to get better. Why do I need to be in New York? Why do I need to live by myself? Why do I need to live in the city? Why do I need to do all the things? Like, why do we need to do half the things that we do? Because we don't need to do half the things that we do. For me, because I knew I was going to go and work really early and leave really late. By really early, for a while I went in around 5. Can't really sustain that. I'm trying to get back there, but I haven't been able to. Now it's about like 6 or 7, and then I leave around 8, 9, or 10 or 11, mostly around like 9 or 10 these days. So knowing that I was going to be at work for the majority of the day around my coworkers, who I love dearly, but they are people nonetheless, I knew that I wanted to have my own personal space when I came home. That was just my space to do my thing, to like mull or to potato or to just like be. Battery just died, so I just changed the battery really quickly. So I knew I wanted to live near the office, and I knew I wanted to live alone, and I knew that I wanted it to be relatively nice. These are all kind of like bougie Rowena tendencies of like liking nicer things and finer things in life, but I knew that I would have to trade off something, and that trade-off for me was time and my energy. So I guess the moral of the story for the last point is just to know what is the most important to you, and know that if you really want something badly enough, you'll do whatever you can to make it happen. For me, being in New York, because my focus is just work and is just to do the best that I can with the time that I have on building a better future for myself and for other people and for the things that I believe in, everything else just kind of happened. I don't know if this is helpful at all. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you want to put me in a little potato sack in a corner of a room with 6 other people or 10 other people, I can live like that. If you want to put me in an apartment like this and let me live by myself, I can do that too. And I think it's like that flexibility of knowing what you're willing to sacrifice and knowing what you're not willing to sacrifice. So I think at the end of the day, it really comes down to knowing what you're willing to give up and knowing what you're not willing to give up. So if tomorrow, if YouTube just disappears and if my apartment gets taken away from me, if everything gets taken away from me, I think I'd still be happy and content where I am. These things are nice and it brings me joy, but my joy and happiness is not rooted in having these things and having a place like this. This just turned like a completely different turn from the initial purpose of this video. But yeah, I think if you are rooted and grounded in who you are and the things that you are passionate about, no matter what happens to your life externally, nothing will be able to deter you from doing the things that you need to do. And I feel like your living conditions and your living situation definitely helps elevate the quality of your life, like for sure. But it's just like a little sliver of like the bigger picture of knowing what's most important to you and knowing why you're even doing anything, why you're chasing the things you're chasing, why you're working towards the thing you're working towards, or why you feel like you need to have the latest things. Because I don't know, for a lot of us, myself included, it's because like I want to be cool, or like I want other people to look at me a certain way, or I want other people to view me a certain way. So wow, I like the direction that this just kind of turned. So yeah, I mean, I hope this was helpful. If you guys want me to elaborate on any of these points, please let me know. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer down below. And yeah, thank you guys for joining. I love you guys. For the ones that stick to the end, who catches my ramblings like this, you guys, I love you guys. And honestly, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being a part of my life and my journey, because without you, none of this would happen. None of this would happen. I hope you guys have a wonderful morning or evening or night or afternoon or study break. I hope most of you guys probably aren't in school anymore, but I love you guys. See you guys next time.